What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the premiere of Yellowstone Season 5 and the premiere of Tulsa King. One show that I'm actually really enjoyed, and one show that I was really excited, mostly because Taylor Sheridan at this point is my favorite creator on the working at the moment. So I got a chance to check the early screening out for both of these shows, and I'm going to start off with Yellowstone Season 5. Mostly because I thought that was the better out of the two, and then I'm going to get into my thoughts on Tulsa King. I'm going to keep it very spoiler free, so there won't be any spoilers for the premiere of these two shows. And I'm going to be putting down the time markers down in the comments below, so you know exactly where each one begins, and well, you can skip to one of those, whichever one you're really more interested in. So we're going to start off with Yellowstone Season 5, and I've been enjoying Season 5. I actually watched the premiere of Season 5 before I even finished the Season 4 of Yellowstone, so I got a little bit of the end of Season 4 spoiled for me, but that's not going to take any of the enjoyment out of it. I'm just really excited that this show is coming back. This first episode is probably the more devastating season premiere that we've had. The show begins with probably how Season 4 is going to be ending, with John Dutton being commended into office as the governor of Montana, and just seeing the way that everything is being shifted, where Jamie is really torn about the election. You have Jackie Weaver's character who is trying to commend. Everybody is worried about John Dutton being in office because he feels like everything is going to change, whether it's going to be the funding for the airport or for buildings and stuff like that, what's going to happen to the community. And I thought that was very interesting. I like the fact that we're taking these characters into different places. You're seeing how things are being affected. You're seeing how the ranchers are being affected from everything that has been going on, and so you see how their life is going to be changing now that he is in office, and just everything around that whole thing is going to be very interesting moving forward. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the relationship between Jamie and John is going to be developing throughout this entire season. And that is something that Taylor Sheridan does really well, with building characters and taking them places where they need to go without making them feel stale. They are evolving, they are changing, they are going through different phases, and nothing has torn me more than what happens with Rip. Not going to get into what happens with Rip, but this is the most that I've felt for this character. This character has been fantastic from beginning to end, and just seeing the things that happened to him was actually pretty devastating, and I just wanted to give him a hug. But everything else surrounding it is it's going to be very interesting to see how the Yellowstone ranch is going to be changing now that we have new power in mind. There's a moment in this episode that I was just holding my breath because I didn't know what was going to happen, and that is something that is done very well. It is building great suspense, and it knows exactly how to space it out, especially with a tragic thing that happens in this episode that just took my breath away. It was the most heart-wrenching thing that I had seen in this season, in this show so far, and I was really enthralled from beginning to end. There were a lot of great moments in this first episode that I really loved and really enjoyed, and I can't wait to see what happens with Season 5, what's going to be transpiring throughout the season, and I think it's just going to be very fascinating moving forward. Those are my thoughts on Yellowstone Season 5, so now let's go ahead and move over to Tulsa King. Tulsa King is the new show created by Taylor Sheridan, starring Sylvester Stallone, about a mob boss that is being released out of jail 25 years later, and he's basically tossed into Tulsa because where he's from, there's nothing there for him anymore, so they send him out to Tulsa so he's able to do his business over there. And so you kind of got this fish out of water story with this mob boss trying to adjust to a whole new life. It was fun seeing the dynamics of what this character was and how he is supposed to be adjusting to this whole new world now, because everything has changed for him within the past 25 years. You know, you got dispensaries, you got Ubers, you got different things that he is not being adjusted to. And so it was a fun little nice fish out of water story that I really enjoyed seeing. I thought Sylvester Stallone in this show was actually fantastic. He was intimidating, he was fierce, he was strong. He is the embodiment of a mob boss, and that is something that I really loved seeing. Did feel kind of out of his own, things that we've already seen him before in, and I thought it was great seeing him in this whole new world, trying to find his way around, trying to get adjusted. He runs into a dispensary where he meets the owner, played by Martin Starr, and so now he's taking care of business, taking a percentage of what they're making, and he's basically their protector in case anybody tries to rob them from that mentality that he's had from 25 years in the past. And that's something that I really enjoyed about this show, because going into this show, I really didn't know a lot. So I really didn't know much about what this whole show was. I didn't read any synopsis, or I didn't watch any trailers for the show. And so it was pretty fun seeing Sylvester Stallone in a different light. The standout of the show is actually Jay Will, who plays Tyson, who is going to be driving Sylvester Stallone around town. And the dynamic that they set up between these two is actually pretty fun. I really enjoyed their little chemistry that they had, their little banters. There's a couple of dark and strong violent moments in the show that was really effective and really strong, and I thought it flowed very well. It was a lot more funnier than I actually thought it was going to be, because this guy, the general, he's basically just learning to be around this whole new community, trying to adjust to a whole new life, and I thought that was a lot of fun. The only downside of this premiere, it has nothing to do with the show, with the premiere, with the first episode. I actually enjoyed it a lot more. I didn't love it, and I'm going to get into the reason why. The reason why I didn't love the show as much as I wanted to was mostly because this episode, the first episode that we got, I'm not sure if it's going to be this way for the whole season, but the first episode was about 30 to 35 minutes long. Not really in the range that you would see Tyler Sheridan's shows, because they usually run between 45 minutes to about an hour long, and this was really surprisingly short. And by the time that we got to the ending, I was really surprised at how short the episode was, and I kind of wish they showed us the first two episodes. I'm not sure if that's how it's going to be when it premieres on November 13th, but I kind of wished they showed us the first two episodes, because I kind of wanted a little bit more, and it just felt like it ended a little bit abruptly, while also setting up for episode 2. Overall, I really enjoyed both of these episodes. I thought Yellowstone Season 5 Episode 1 was the strongest, and I think Tulsa King, the season premiere for Tulsa King, was better than I was actually thinking it would be. I was just surprised that the runtime for the show was a little bit shorter than most of the other shows, because it just caught me off guard just a little bit. But those are my thoughts on the premiere of these two shows. Are you guys interested when they premiere on Paramount Plus on November 13th? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more videos. Don't forget to click that bell notification so you get notified every single time that a video pops up. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.